The post on Infowars.com. The situation is deteriorating faster than we even thought it would. The worst-case scenario is developing. As you know, Putin just tested the Topol M4, their latest hyper-supersonic MIRV-tipped missiles. Russia has said it is an act of war, that U.S. supplies and military aid is pouring into Georgia. Also, they said it's an act of war what Poland is doing. The Russian ambassadors have been kicked out of NATO. The EU is talking about massive sanctions against Russia. Russia is talking about cutting off oil and gas this winter to Western Europe. We've got Joe Biden running around saying the real enemies are China and Russia. And these aren't just some Arabs we can run around and kill with pleasure and, act tough and flex our muscles, driving around in our armored vehicles with devil tattoos all over us. I mean, these are real enemies with real weapons. And this is all part of the larger New World Order system, exactly what the Anglo-American establishment said they would do. And whether it's staged at the top or not, this will affect all of us. And they are bringing us into this global crisis. And yes, the situation with Russia is deteriorating very fast. We got Putin talking about, the Prime Minister of Russia talking about armed conflicts in the Black Sea with Ukraine and others. The news is just pouring in. Most of it is up on Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com, but I'm going to tell my guys to shift almost total coverage of that and what's happening with inflation and the economy right now. Separately, the Dallas Morning News has pulled the story saying I said kill Michelle Malkin, and their editor did send us an email saying it was bad information and basically apologizing. That's not enough. I have had lots of contacts emailing me and calling me saying, well, we're not going to associate with you anymore because you said kill this woman. So that lie is still out there. The damage is basically done unless the Dallas Morning News and others print full retractions in their paper, not just pull the story and send us an email. I'm going to be forced to go after them. Also, I was sent a vicious email to my wife by the Mark Davis character, very proud of himself and his deception. So basically, this was all done maliciously. We're really set up by these people, but it doesn't matter. We'll make it through this, all these trials and tribulations. It wasn't just about the Malkin incident, folks. It's about the disinformation and them trying to destroy the name of Alex Jones. And then by proxy, 9/11 Truth. By misrepresenting us, saying we were with Recreate 68, saying I believe that I could levitate the mint. That's being said everywhere. I was there covering these kooks. Doesn't matter. I believe we can levitate mints. I'm saying kill women. Folks, they are trying to destroy me in the national media right now, and by proxy, our movement, because I'm the most prominent person in it. That's why we spend a lot of time on that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'll call in later with more on Russia and the situation there. Alan Watt is coming up next. Please stay with us as we steam straight into what could turn into World War III. To give you a rundown on what's happened while we've been here. But I want everyone to know I will be live Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. Central Time. This show we do out of Austin, Texas on News Radio 590 KLVJ and syndicated by the GCN Radio Network. I'm going to have Dr. Paul Craig Roberts on, Robert C. Cook on, both experts on what's happening with Russia. Sunday, things have massively escalated, as I covered at the start of the show. I did a 5-minute breakdown of that, and so when the show officially ends here in about 12 minutes, 13 minutes from now, you will be able to tune into the restream of the show when I was on live in the first 5 minutes. So that is coming up for Internet listeners only. For the AM and FM dial listeners, I'll be back live again this Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. We haven't even told you today, because we've been running rebroadcast most of the show, that we took over MSNBC for about 30 minutes of an hour show with Chris Matthews on Tuesday. We went back yesterday on Thursday, took over his show for about 10 minutes, and we've got video of this. The web stream video got knocked off twice because they were pulling the cord out of the camera, and they slammed it out of Richard's hand and hit the ground. We have video of that on our hard cameras. We come up, we start bullhorning, and MSNBC people came out from behind the picket line, big guys, and they even had MSNBC security badges, and began slapping, hitting. They ripped the strap off the bullhorn, had to tug it away. Then there were women punching us, men hitting us, pushing us. It's all on video, totally insane. And it was biblical in proportions. What happened next? They break my bullhorn. They're all booing and laughing. We've got some videos of this for the live stream up on Infowars.com. We get in the car. We put in the GPS that we had just on trips in new cities. Where is a Radio Shack? We're driving there. We're about 4 miles away. And Luke calls and says, hey, I want to meet you down there. People called Luke and said they'd seen us bullhorning on TV. And they have this giant bullhorn. And so we busted a Huey, went live on the web again with a webcam. And when we get back, I'll tell you what happened next. It was absolutely amazing. So I'm going to give you a rundown of yesterday's events today. And then the show's going to end. It's going to restart. I'm going to break down the Russia situation that's really escalated. Stay with us.
They don't want to see us unite. All they want us to do is keep on fussing and fighting. They don't want
All right, folks.
to see us live.
Alex Jones here, back live. As I said, I'll be doing total Russia coverage. Will be covered on the Sunday show from 4 to 6 p.m. Getting back to what happened yesterday, and a lot more happened. I'll cover it all the Sunday as well and on Monday. So they break my bullhorn, break the cord, attack us. I mean, they're punching. They broke another camera, another $6,000 camera, ripped the microphone out of its the part that bolted onto the side. They attack everybody. They spit on our cameras. The MSNBC people did. So we're not going to stop. We know more live shows are coming up. So we start going as fast as we can through downtown traffic to get to a Radio Shack to buy a bullhorn. Then Luke calls, says, no, I heard about it. I'm coming down. Well, Luke brings a bunch of the We Are Change Colorado folks, including this guy who's 6'7", looks like something out of a Viking movie named Law, who'd been security at the big Oriental Theater where I showed my film a few days before, Truth Rising. And I pull up because they got there before us. And there is Luke on his shoulders because the pro-Obama people thought we were against Obama. And so they were holding their signs up, trying to hold up in front of Luke. So they just put Luke on top of Law. That's his name, shoulders. This epic image of him bullhorning right there was just so incredible. And for the next hour and a half, we took over the end of Matthew's show, the next show, and then a few minutes into it, Keith Olbermann came over to the side and was giving us the thumbs up and, doing the symbol of A-OK. And they sent Keith Olbermann's head producer down, and he said, look, Keith knows why you guys are out here. Plus, Keith, they said, Keith's heard what you've been saying, basically. And that was, Keith Olbermann, we're probably going to stop bullhorning because you're about to go on because we respect you. You actually covered false flag terror and how Cheney planned to blow up our own ships or attack our own ships using Navy SEALs a few months ago that the New Yorker magazine reported. And so they heard that and sent their guy down and said, okay, will you please stop? And we said, yeah, we're going to go ahead and go because Keith Olbermann actually has done better than most of the mainstream media. We were there because they have been putting out their disinfo, keeping the debates only down to two parties, blocking off the entire access of anybody but the one-party, two-party dictatorship from the population. So that's basically what happened there. So many other things have happened. The full version of myself on Russian TV, they had a shorter, edited 2-minute version. There's a 6-minute version of myself being interviewed on Russian TV that's worldwide. It's almost as big as CNN, Russia Today. It's all over the world. Paul Watson tells me it's on mainline TV in England. So that's amazing. That's up on Infowars.com. This is one of the most productive trips we've ever done. The other good news is I got an email from, my wife did last night, from the editor of the Dallas Morning News saying, yes, you didn't say kill Michelle Malkin. We've pulled the story, and that's posted up on Infowars.com. We're still demanding a printed retraction and one online. because I've still had to put out fires today with people thinking I said kill Michelle Malkin, but I want to thank you, the audience, for what you've done. It has just been so incredible is the word, that they got thousands and thousands of phone calls. And that guy is in a lot of trouble now, Mark Davis, that wrote that piece. So I want to thank all of you, the listeners, for that as well. In the next 5 minutes, I'm going to cover the Russian situation, but only for Internet listeners. You can tune in to Infowars.com right now because the official show is now basically over. But I'll do a 5-minute analysis on the Infowars.com streams right here at the end of the show. I did that earlier today in the first 5 minutes. If you want to hear what's happening with Russia, I'm sure most of you know, but some may not. This is looking worse than we even previously thought it was. Everybody else, I'll see you back this Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. God bless you all. I'll see you right now.